hello. You're welcome to Danu's Irish Herb Garden. If you're only new here or you're just popping in, I'm Terry and Danu is the Irish Earth Mother Earth Goddess. And as you can see, we've got an amazingly beautiful day. So spring, the sap is rising. We're getting all excited about being out in the garden again. And today we're just in the polytunnel. We had a period of time where we couldn't use the polytunnel because one year the plastic got destroyed. The next year we couldn't get the plastic back on because the weather was so bad. Then we put plastic back on and it was a thin, cheaper kind. It didn't last. So now we're back to the beginning really. And because we're all excited about planting and getting into the garden, and I was looking at, the polytunnel has 4 long narrow beds, and I was thinking to myself, there must be some other way we can arrange the polytunnel and orientate the beds. So I was looking at things on YouTube, and I came across 2 young couples who were homesteading, and one of them had built their own home out of cob. They were completely off grid. They were homeschooling their children. They were raising their own food, and basically they had an idyllic lifestyle. But unfortunately, Misty, I think it's Bryce and Misty, she had written an article about their life and it brought down the city planners on her. So they've now had to sell that property and move on. And I just think it's sickening that people have a job where they destroy people's lives like that because they didn't realise they needed permission when it was just cob from the earth. And nevertheless, it was their home on their property, doing no harm to anyone. And then I was looking at another couple who were extremely successful homesteaders, raising animals and growing all their own food. And they're surrounded by orthodox farmers who are spraying the fields left, right and centre. And of course, they're worried they're going to get some of that drifting onto their own food. So they're going to have to sell up and move. And I mean, they're the people that everybody else should be emulating. But the whole world is completely crazy. And, it can get you down. It can make you really angry and annoyed and frustrated. So I was thinking, what ways do I cope? And if I share it, maybe you'll use them as well. So today I'm going to share the 5 ways that I deal with all this craziness, because otherwise we'd all be going mad, especially with all the revelations of greed and depravity and corruption. It's just too much, which is why it's wonderful to be back outside here in the garden, getting back into nature. So my number 1 way to cope with all the craziness is instead of being out there with my head, I bring it back inside and I stop and think about everything I have to be grateful for. So I'm grateful for all my loved ones. They're in your life, they're always around, but stop and think about how grateful you are for them, your family, your friends, and your pets and everything that you love. So I love this. I love having the opportunity to do this. I love getting my hands in the earth. I love putting on clean clothes when you get up in the morning and you're all fresh and clean after a shower. I love and I'm grateful for my breakfast. Compared to so many people, I'm living like a queen. I've got everything I need. It may not be the best quality compared to some people's. It may not be as big as or as bright and shiny as, but I'm grateful for my wellies. I'm grateful for my lovely socks. I'm grateful for all the friends and just everything that comes into life. And I think the more you're grateful for things, the more of those things will come. And that way, all that horrible stuff out there, it doesn't have the same impact because you're focusing on what's right there in front of you. And that's what is so much more important, because the news changes from one day to the next. I just want to say as well, I'm so grateful to my friend Lynn for allowing me to get all this timber shavings after she lost a few trees last year. But my number 2 is pets. Pets teach us just to be in the moment. Every moment is a moment of joy or peace. They give unconditional love. They don't know how to be greedy or corrupt or depraved or nasty and spiteful. They just are who they are. I mean, they do naughty things. I think Spook's about to pee over there. But they're just there for you. And if you don't have a pet, just observe other people's pets. Just observe how they are interested in the moment, in the world, the scents, the smells, the air. I mean, they never stop tuning in to the moment. So my number 3 is seek out beauty. I think it's the Navajo have a saying, beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty to the side of me, beauty all around me. I'm just paraphrasing, but I vaguely remember coming across that some years ago. And there are so many beautiful things that we can be focusing on. It could be the face of your loved one. It could be a piece of art or a piece of music. It could be the bird song. I mean, there's so much beauty in the world, even though we're constantly told that the earth is at extinction level and everything is disgusting and spoiled. And yes, it is in a lot of places. But even seeing that dandelion coming up through the tarmac or through a crack in the street is a little bit of beauty in your daily life. A book. I mean, I just found this book. I've had it for several years and it was secondhand. I think our local library was giving it away, as they do when they're having a clear out. I think it's about 25 years old now. And it's so inspiring for me because it's all these amazing gardens, herb gardens that people have grown and created and loved. And they're all so beautiful. And they're just so inspiring. You want to make your own places beautiful. You want to be in a place that's as beautiful. So I think it's important to focus on beauty because then you're going to expect it more and you're going to begin to demand it. So, for example, if you look at architecture, the architecture of the past has so much more beauty compared to this rubbish that's going up today. And if you were accustomed to that beauty, you wouldn't accept what is coming up today. So yes, so have a look at a good book or even read a book that's going to bring beauty into your mind. I've said it before. Number four, get out into nature. Go out into nature, sit and be still and meditate. And if you can, when you get into that still moment, visualize your heart opening imagine a fortress with the doors slammed shut. Imagine those doors opening and all that beauty and peace of nature coming into your heart. It's just going to make you feel so much better. And, one of the things I learned several years ago when I was getting older and I was beginning to think, I'm getting older. I was on the seashore, and I noticed all the rocks had these fissures and cracks running through them. And I thought, look at that. That's like somebody's face when they get old. And then I thought, that's the face of Mother Earth. So it's still a beautiful rock. It's got such a story. It's got aeons and aeons and aeons of years gone past to create that beautiful rock the way it is. And so I just thought, if Mother Nature can take a few lines and wrinkles, I can take a few. So nature can be so restorative, and it can remind you that you have the wisdom inside. You know all of this stuff, and nothing lasts forever. And I just heard a podcast this morning, and a woman quoted, who was it? Her granny or somebody. She said, "The past is history. The future is a mystery. So all we have is now." Which again, tomorrow's news will be in the bird cage or in the cat litter tray. Just forget about it. Don't even give it your energy. Hey, Brock. Now, look, Pauline, you've left your hat. Pauline was here last week helping. She was digging out all the couch grass and she's left her hat. So I'll have to save that for her. And while I'm talking about Pauline, I just want to say a big hello to Anna Sophia. It's lovely to hear about you. And so I just thought I'd say hello and I hope you're having a lovely weekend. So number 5, make plans. And I think if we are distracted by all that negative stuff, it's easy to forget to be in your own life, to star in your own show. I don't know if anyone's read the 4 Agreements, but I can't even remember the author now. I'll put a link to it below. But one of the little exercises that they recommend is that you imagine you're in a cinema and you're watching your life on the screen. And I think it's such a brilliant idea because we forget we're at the center of our own story. And so if you're making plans, you're engaging in your own life, you believe that you are worthy of having plans made for. So it might be something as simple as planning what you're growing in the garden. It might be something as simple as joining a library or going on a cinema date with a friend, or it could be a plan that you're going to take up a new hobby like knitting or something. It could be anything, but you are making a plan. So that means you're investing in your own life, you're engaging in your own life. And again, it brings you back to focusing on what's right here and what's really important, instead of giving all your focus to these characters. And there's a saying, isn't there, that where your focus goes, the energy flows. You want to keep your energy to put it into your plans, because your life is probably even more important, actually. That's what I think. Okay, so I'm not going to leave you with just 5 things. I'm going to add one more, and I'm going to say, just laugh at all the shenanigans that's going on out there, because it's audacious, it's unbelievable, it's absolutely crazy. You couldn't make it up. And saying, oh, just laugh, it's difficult. So I would say, fake it till you make it. Just go somewhere private and have a bit of a belly laugh. Think about, is it laughter yoga that people do? It's excruciatingly embarrassing to join a group like that and to just have to laugh. But sometimes when you hear somebody laughing, it can be infectious and it can make you laugh. And when everybody starts laughing. So you may not be in a laughter yoga group. I'm not. But I have heard about it. So just, give it a try. Try laughing. Feel a bit silly. Laugh at yourself for laughing. And everything will be okay. Right, I think that's done. I might just put one more little bag of mulch down, and then I'll get on with the rest of the polytunnel. But before I go, I've just remembered, I've told you before that I have a book coming out. I've just finished writing the book, and the publisher they've got the cover completed, and they've also told me that the book is available for pre-order. So I know quite a few people have emailed me to say they would love to have a copy of it. So you can go now and pre-order it, and you get 20% off. So if you click the link that I'll put in the box below, just click the word more and the box opens up. If you click the link, you'll get to see the cover, you'll get to read what the book is all about. The publisher has done a lovely kind of synopsis of the book, and then if you think it's for you, you can order it and get your 20% off. So and I'll also put a link to that GoFundMe that I mentioned for the young couple. So anyway, off I go, get the other bag of mulch, and I hope you have a wonderful week, and stay focused on yourself and have a wonderful week. Bye. Come on, dogs, you can come and get the mulch. Jazz and romp. I hope you enjoyed today's film. If you did, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. And have a look at the website danusirishherbgarden.com for more information about us and about the herbal medicine courses I offer and the Wise Woman Way training. And if you go to the shop, you can find the books, the weed handbooks and other herbal goodies. And remember, we put a new film out every Sunday. So looking forward to seeing you next week.